Hello, I'm Vivian McGrath from vivianmcgrath.com, and I just want to talk today about the real reason that successful women keep stuck in unhappy and unfulfilling relationships. Does this sound like you? Do you ever find yourself saying, I thought this one was going to be different, but they just ended up the same? Like it's a same cycle that repeats, but they're wearing a different suit. Do you know what I mean? Or do you spend most of your time people pleasing, walking on eggshells, always trying to keep the peace and make everybody else happy, yet suppressing your own feelings and your own needs in favor of everybody else's? Let me know in the comments if any of these ring true for you. Do you appear strong and carefree? And to the outside world, everyone thinks you've got it all. Yet on the inside, you secretly live in shame, a bit of insecurity and fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of the future, fear you're an imposter, fear of failure, fear that I'm not good enough, fear that I don't belong. I used to feel all of those, so I know exactly what that's like. Do you sometimes feel disconnected from who you really are? You know, you can't even recognize yourself anymore, and you just feel lost, that somewhere along the way you lost that you that you remember, that was fun and confident and free and independent, and you've become the shell of yourself. Does that ring true for any of you? And do you feel like giving up on relationships because you wonder, is it too late for me? Who's going to love me at my age? All the good men are gone. Or how can I trust myself, let alone anyone else, ever again? Do you ever ask yourself that? Do you ever get just secretly jealous? Not in a nasty way, but when you see other women in these really beautiful relationships, or the ones who've been with, maybe your friends who've been with great, supportive, caring partners for years, and you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why, when I seem to have it all together in the rest of my life, can I just not make it work in relationships? What have they got that I haven't got? Do you ever feel that way? Do you wake up worrying that you're going to spend the rest of your life alone and never finding that person who truly loves you for who you are and the way that deep down you know you deserve to be? Believe it or not, none of those, although they do feel like real problems, and it hurts to feel that way, none of them are the real problem. And in fact, you'll discover that if you pay attention, that none of these fears are actually true for you. Because the real problem is that you may not have realized that you are stuck in what I call the unconscious shame cycle, and made the shifts that you need to release yourself from it. And once you recognize and free yourself from this insidious and vicious cycle, then your entire life will change. Trust me, because when I found out that there was this unconscious shame cycle that I was stuck, trapped in, once I was aware of it and freed myself from it, it was the absolute turning point, the thing that changed my life. You'll finally free yourself from the need, that neediness to be loved and validated, and become the essence of love that attracts loving people to you. You'll release all the anger, shame, fear, or guilt around any toxic ex, and cut those cords that bind you and hold you back, so that you can be free from that toxic past, not chained by it, not tied to it, but free to move forward to that amazing vision you have of a different, happier, more confident future. And you'll feel a heightened sense of self-worth, inner beauty and power. You know, that deep knowing that you're good enough and will not settle for anything less than you deserve. No way would you do that ever again. And you'll begin to experience happiness and fulfillment and live your best life on the inside and out. You know, you won't have this confident exterior, but be insecure on the inside. You will be aligned and confident and living your best self, both on the inside and out. And you'll have strong boundaries that keep you safe and secure and confident enough to say no to anything that is not good enough for you. And you'll say it without guilt or without fear. And it won't feel like you're saying no with confrontation either. You'll only do what feels aligned and empowering. How does this sound? Doesn't that sound amazing? And best of all, because I know this, because this is what I went on to discover when I broke free from this unconscious shame cycle, was you'll know exactly who you are. You won't be lost. You won't be disconnected from yourself. You won't be, you know, have your happiness depend on the outside world and what other people think of you and what other people do. You will know exactly who you are and what you want in your life and confidently make the right decisions to support you to get there. And you'll finally wake up excited about the future and smiling again, full of joy that's been missing in your life for so long, because you finally feel like your life is within your power and within your control, and you've taken your power back. So you'll fall back in love with your life, start attracting loving and supportive partners, and know exactly how to spot the red flags if they're not. And best of all, you'll never settle for anything less than you deserve again, because you'll be happy and whole and complete inside, with or without a man or woman. And the big love that you're ready for and will open yourself up to the possibility of attracting will just be the icing on the cake. It will be the bonus, because you don't need it. It just, that person will just complete you, but not in a needy, craving, love to make me feel good about myself way. That will just be your equal partner. You'll be part of a team that move forward to create a great life together, which is what I've done with my husband once I broke this cycle. And plus, what I've also seen with many of the clients I've worked with is not only all of that, but they completely align and transform themselves to experience amazing breakthroughs in their soul-aligned careers. So it just impacts every part of your life when you break this cycle. So I'm excited to really explain it to you in more depth. So if you want to know more about the unconscious shame cycle, then watch my updated new webinar, and I go into that in detail. And the shame cycle, I've broken it up into the letters SHAME, and every one of those represents one stage of this cycle. So I really break it down in depth and get you to understand exactly what all the component parts are of this cycle, so that you can absolutely know how to eliminate each one, heal from them, and move on and break free and go on to be the person that you were born to be, the empowered, the confident, the happy woman that you remember you once were but lost along the way. So if you want to learn more about all the parts of that cycle, then do watch my new webinar. And if you want to break free from this subconscious cycle that keeps you stuck and blocks your path to finding balanced, safe, happy and loving relationships then do book a free breakthrough call with me. The details of how to do that are also in that webinar. So it's my webinar, my five-step relationship detox method, which is about breaking the unconscious cycle so that you can recover from toxic relationships, fall back in love with your life, and never settle for anything less than you deserve again. I've put the link to that webinar in the comments, the description below. So do join me there. And I've opened up my calendar this week. So if you do want to have a call with me, make sure you watch that webinar to find out all the details as to how. All right, thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.